Hello, 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 beloved souls. It's Sacred Sexual Saturday. So, last week we had a little view of three different couples, right? Even the same couple had three different energies. We had a divine feminine that was kind of separate from the divine masculine. She was in her head about some things, and he was kind of still trying to joke and play around. Excuse me. We had the divine feminine and divine masculine who were lusting after each other, and they were having one hell of a time in the romp. And then we had the divine masculine and divine feminine who were able to open up their hearts and be vulnerable and connect with one another, right? And that took them to that Ace of Cups energy. So I'm interested to see what we got going on this week, how many couples are going to show up and what the energy is. So thank you, angels and guides, for being here. What sexy messages do we got for the collective for this weekend? Oh, there's one. We have anything else coming on? Let's see. We can get three. Oh, I love it because I said, let me see if I can get three and two popped out at once. They're like, yeah, get to the point, homegirl. All right, so, okay. All right. So we have the Emperor. That was the first card out, right? Divine masculine energy, really strong. Not saying this has to be a divine masculine, but it's divine masculine energy. Really strong, really powerful, standing in his power, good by his motherfucking self. Total big dick energy. It's also the energy of Aries, right? I know because I'm an Aries. So I love me some Emperor energy. But this is logical. He's good with or without you. But at the end of the day, that he's holding strong to his member and his truth and his masculinity. But there's still this energy in the background. Like, yeah, I need a little bit of that nourishing, that nurturant, that pouring into from that feminine essence. And then, which is why I burst out laughing, we have the wheel, right? So we have one, two, three different feminine energies, right? This could be three feminines just getting together doing their thing. This could be like a little orgy thing. This could be like divine feminines just really pouring into each other, right? Three different ones. Like one girl is looking at herself in the mirror, right? She's feeling herself. The other feminine is staring at the one that's feeling herself, and the other one is on the ground, just like laying there. It looks like she's doing something in front of her. So three different feminines, all in their power, all good, chilling together, feeling themselves, right? We got one masculine doing his thing. We got a group of feminines doing their thing. And then we have this couple, right? This masculine and feminine energy that are coming together, but this is a Nine of Swords energy. So, Nine of Swords tends to be like overthinking in our head, kind of negative thought processes, right? But here, it's like almost like we're going to focus on anything but the beef, right? Like she's trying to just showing it to me like almost she's like trying to force herself to be there, right? Like he's behind her, so again, it's a disconnect because her eyes are closed. She's not looking at him. He's behind her, so although that can be a very intimate sexual space, it's also a disconnect because there's no eye to eye contact, right? We're gonna get some clarifiers, but I'm interested to see what's up with this couple. All right, let me get a clarifier on the Emperor, please. What does the Emperor have to say? Oh, two cards came up for the Emperor. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles, wow, and the Six of Swords. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So this emperor, independent in his power, standing in his energies, leaving the worst behind, right? Like that's normally the energy of the Six of Swords. So moving towards something more grounded, more stable, more loving, moving out of this wham bam, thank you ma'am energy to something more concrete, something more stable, right? So if that's not already what this masculine is doing, that is where they're heading, right? That is the thought process in the back of their mind. Like, yes, obviously he has big dick energy, right? So yeah, he can get down with the get down in the bedroom and he can bring you extreme pleasure. But at the end of the day, he wants something that's more than just a good lay. He wants a connection. He wants unity. He wants safety. He wants to be vulnerable, right? Because when you're sleeping, it's very trusting. You're very comfortable, right? And another message, if you're a twin flame, look here. The three candles, right? It's like the Trinity, the mother, the maiden, the crone, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. But for the twin flames, I see the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the Most High, right? All coming together, all working in union, making this grounded, secure connection. I love that. All right, let's get some clarifiers on this wheel energy. What does this mean, my loves? Woo, woo. Okay. All right, so we got the Knave of Pentacles, right? Really disconnected energy. This is I hate this card because he's very gray in the face and it's just like this evil look in his eye. I almost feel like this is a card of like forcing and manipulation, and what it's looking like is that this feminine is being coerced almost through like not almost through coerced through drinking, right? It's like, let me just get her as drunk as I can get her and kind of take advantage. Or if we're both wasted, it's not going to matter and I don't really have to show up in the world. And there's an ulterior motive behind this energy, right? So look at the ladies in the cards. None of the ladies in the cards are showing up here together, but there's this background energy of just be really careful, watch your back, right? He's standing behind her, like, watch your back, be careful, have some decorum and discernment. You can't drink from every cup that's offered to you, right? Like, everything that's given to you isn't good for you. It's that whole energy. Control your drinking, like, maintain your like your senses, right? So that you don't have this negative energy behind you just trying to take advantage. You really have to watch your back. So for my divine feminines out there, just, if you're partying this weekend, take it a little easy. Take it a little easy. If you know that you normally get drunk and just fucking will do anything, or you're gonna pick up the phone for your ex and he's narcissistic or abusive or whatever, like, your girls are there showing up. Like, remember your beauty, remember your worth, remember that you're a goddess. Walk away from this energy because it's not serving you, right? Nine of Swords, what do we got? Love my jumpers. Followed by the Lovers. Okay. So we're shifting from this energy, this disconnect, this us being in our heads, towards this more fulfilling, coming into union, being able to talk energy. I almost feel like this Nine of Swords guy, so distracted. Like, I almost feel like he's in his head just like fantasizing about like other women. So that's why he's behind her. As much as I want to say like the Lovers and the energy of Gemini and Twin Flames and all this beautiful romance stuff, like as it's paired with this Nine of Swords here, it's almost like he's behind her. So she's got her eyes closed. She's in another world. He's behind her, so he doesn't really have to focus his energies because he's like fantasizing. He's fantasizing, he's going back and forth in his head about what he wants to do, but then there's Cupid in the background, like, I'm about to show you who's the right pick for you. Stop being a freaking Casanova. I feel like that's why she's disconnected. It's almost like there's too many other energies around, so she's closing her eyes and trying to like bring her energy back to herself. Wanting to be vulnerable, wanting to be there, but his being behind her is it's a separation, It's this distance, it's this lack of intimacy almost. The Emperor have anything else to say? I like the Emperor energy though. Somebody's getting serious about their shit. They want a little bit more than just a wet bed. Yep, look, Queen of Wands, right? Fire, passion, initiation, a divine feminine that knows her worth is in her power. You're only touching her if you want to be touched by her, right? So, a beautiful, beautiful counterpart to this Emperor, right? He knows his power. He's holding it. He'd rather play with himself than be with the wrong woman, more or less, right? And this feminine is like, no, if I decide to take my clothes off, it's what I want. It's when I want. You're going to look at me. You're going to see me, right? We got this flame showing every aspect of her, right? There's all her curves, everything. You're going to see it, and it's a show. She's allowing you to see it, right? You're honored to be in her presence. Look, he's in awe with her, right? One boot off and he's losing his mind. That's that energy, right? She's this flowing, delicious goddess energy. Like that's who that is coming in towards the emperor. So she might be a little distracted right now, or maybe cleaning up loose ends, but he's holding out for this energy. He definitely is not interested in this bullshit anymore. It's fun. We can have fun every once in a while, but it's time to move on. I want something more secure. I want something lasting. I know that every night we're not going to necessarily be having sex, so what else can we bring to the table, right? Now, the wheel, what else we got? The Knave of Pentacles. Something's changing, right? You're getting tired of that addiction. You're getting tired of the distraction. You're getting tired of feeling like shit the next morning because you drank too much and you ended up sleeping with somebody you didn't want to sleep with. And now you're judging yourself and your girlfriends are sitting there cursing you out. Again, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. All this behind you energy, right? What's going on behind your back? Things are hidden. One minute you want to love and worship me, the next minute you want me fucking annihilated so you can take advantage, right? All over the place, right? All over the place. I don't know which version I'm getting whenever we're together. I'm not sure which of me is going to show up. I'm not sure which part of you is going to show up. Are you going to be this one that makes me feel honored and loved and vulnerable and passionate and delicious and sexy and beautiful? Or are you the guy in the background that's starting a fucking argument and being a douchebag and being all negative and just wants me to get wasted so that we can bang out 5 in the club? While you chilling with your girls, are they going through this with you, Divine Feminines, right? You guys sitting down having this conversation. Maybe you've been drunk a little bit too much and this one is showing you that you need to step back into your power. Remember your worth. Just saying. And the Nine of Swords. Anything else you got to say? That's it. Three of Swords. Wow. Conflict, deceit, third parties, interference. Not surprising with this Lover's card, right? He's there, but he's not there. He's there, but he's not there. He's there, he's into you, but he's behind you, he's distracted. He's there, he's into you, but he's also playing music at the same time. And there's somebody else in the background that's in his fucking ear talking shit, right? When you're with him, it's all good, but when you're not, his head is in another world. This Nine of Swords is embodying some Casanova energy, right? It's all good if he fucks you from the back because he could pretend you're anyone else, right? There's no intimacy, there's no looking at you, there's no connection. And it's easy because we wouldn't want to call out the wrong name, right? Or wouldn't want whoever's in the background to think that this is something more than it is, right? Maybe you're treating this situation like a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And you got your mom or someone in the background, divine masculine, talking shit. She's not good enough for you. It's not worth it. Whatever the nonsense is, whatever the commentary is in the background, right? You need to keep dating. What about this one that you used to talk to? What about that one that's still calling you, right? Because I'm sure you got exes that are reaching out to you. There's been huge two energy going on, right? That's about relationships and intimacy. So it doesn't surprise me that there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of decision making to be made. But as long as this divine masculine's energies are splintered all over the place, he can't show up for this divine feminine in his full capacity. He's too distracted. He's distracted by the plethora of other fans in his life. And he's distracted by maternal energy, an older maternal energy that's there judging and critical. And maybe this person's not even alive. It could be like, they hear the voices of your mom and your freaking grandmother in your head, right? You hear the voice of your freaking pastor at church and shit like that. It's that type of energy. So this divine masculine needs a minute. Needs to get out of his head, needs to focus, needs to stop wasting her time. And she needs to stop trying to distract herself and thinking that it's something else. Right. Freaky deakies. Anything else? I see it. Divine. Listen, this emperor energy, I love it. This wheel energy, that's a change, right? So which change are you going to make? You're going to honor and love and respect yourself, or you're going to keep avoiding whatever and being distracted? Big questions to ask yourself. And leave homeboy alone until you can figure it out. All right, anyway. I love you. God, look. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. Somebody wants to own you. Who could it be? I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. And I will see you freaks next week. Later.